Oh yeah, music. Intense cross-examination music. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. It's Phoenix. It's randomly...
Mr. Wright, then again you'll be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act for a little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow. Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind.
I guess you are.
My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Oh!
Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Well, he doesn't. He continues to be a judge. I imagine the salary is pretty good as a judge, actually.
Despite that, however, he always hands out the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judge Genie.
It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he also was planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in the courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. Okay, well wait for now. Mia, if the judge gets any angrier, you'll lose the whole case. I'll just have to hold my tongue for the time being.
Now then, young lady, please go on to your testimony.
Tell us about the time you first met Phoenix Wright. Okay, we'll go back to that later, I think. So what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat with spiky hair. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeny is handsome. A woman your age? Well, actually, we don't have like a thing. We don't have a profile for me. I don't know how old she is. She's not that old, I don't think. Or perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. Well, love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. What does his wife look like?
Well, he's telling the truth. It was truly shocking.
The judge met Payne's wife? Okay. Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness, it comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about Feeny. Cow dung? Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, not at all. We parted on very good terms. But that can't be. Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup. Huh, are you sure? Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way. So the victim wanted to break up with her. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see. What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I've never once considered leaving my wife, by the way. If you're watching, wife, Miss Payne.
No one cares, Mr. Wright.
Or Mr. Payne. I don't know why I thought Mr. Wright. Anyway, Mr. Payne. She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. The woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony.
Okay, well, let's go back to this one. Why were you doing the reading room? Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases your honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff.
Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you have forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully.
Okay, that's a very obvious hint. She was in the courthouse not because she was doing a paper, but I believe, well, let's see. What did they say again? Suspect. She was a suspect. Just the poison or interviewing a suspect regarding another case. Well, I don't know about the poison, but she was a suspect, right? During the cafeteria? Either a suspect or anything else, actually? Newspaper clipping? Yeah, she was being questioned, actually, by the police. Right, yeah. Somehow related to Diego, apparently. Mia's boyfriend. So I think, well, either the police report or the newspaper clipping, I think, is relevant. They're both kind of relevant. You kind of like gotta put it together. Because the police report only mentions her name, not the fact that she was questioned during the day, right? During the incident that happened. But I guess this one's more relevant because it does contain her name in the first place. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in the criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order. This is unbelievable.
It's true then.
The loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorns or whatever, I think that's what he said.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness on an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me, go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Expressed some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during the incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks.
Why?
I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Maybe that's why he's wearing a red suit this time. Anyway. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that's lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago?
However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, she has nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. Wow! Mother, why did the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Aha, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. Smashing!
What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what that incident was? That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you.
You heard the man? No, that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Feeny, please.
Ugh.
Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone? I've already answered these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What do you say, Miss Fay? Toilet? My perfect little dolly doesn't poop! Okay.
You heard the defendant, Miss Fay. Better luck next time.
Oh, Feeny, please. The police have already looked into the whole matter. The legislative question is nothing but a waste of court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue.
You will only poop unicorns and rainbows. Well, actually, pooping an entire unicorn from your butt. Maybe not. That's just... anyway. Poison. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's 1.5 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Special kind? A special kind of poison. How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry. All I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? So you see, I'm innocent. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you. Because no one could show you how you could have gotten the poison. I think that's a good enough reason, Madame Fay. She's right. And I think we've all had enough of Miss Fay's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison.
And all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great. Now just how did a literature student get a hold of poison, of all things? You see, she went to a back alley and just asked for some poison? No, maybe not. Maybe she went to the dark web, that's something you could do. But I think there's one person who was studying drugs, wasn't there? Well, this is a drug, I guess, but I don't think that's related. What were the pharmacology students doing? They were doing pharmaceutical stuff, right? They're doing drugs. Well, maybe not in that sense, but rather like studying drugs, I guess. Making new stuff. So, I mean... yeah, 8 months ago, eh? Dated Doug Swallow, 8 months ago. Isn't that convenient? When was the, when was the incident? 8 months ago exactly, eh? Maybe she got the poison, or she could have gotten the poison anyway, from a Mr. Swallow, maybe. Yeah. Exactly, 8 months ago. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology? His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Please listen to the music for a bit. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person that could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You! No!
Order, could it be?
That's nothing but a baseless... May I say something, Madame Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some sort of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying that I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? You got me good of that. Payne, yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like the prosecution, I think it's Dahlia, you know? Payne has no presence right now, as it turns out. Provide some evidence of, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye.
Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse, and yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where's the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
I mean, okay, so we have to think about this logically.
It was... maybe she hid it in her body.
No, I don't know. Did they do that thorough of a search? I don't know. I mean, you can, like, ingest a container of poison. I mean, that's how people, like, get legal drugs over the border, don't they? By, like, putting it in, like, swallowing it or putting up their butt. I don't know. But then again, that's how people find the drugs in the first place, is by searching for those places. Anyway. I mean, there's only a few evidence relating to the actual incident. It was this, the police report. They couldn't find the poison anywhere. This newspaper clipping, where it says that a 19-year-old female college student was sitting with the victim. And this present, I guess. Anything else? Umbrella, autopsy, my badge. I mean, that's related, I guess. Apparently Mia had it a year ago, I don't know. So, I mean, that's the only thing. The report, the newspaper clipping, and a present. Well, it's a small bottle necklace. Well, I mean, other than this, I guess. And this wasn't, I don't think this is relevant from 8 months ago. This bottle necklace is the only kind of container that you could put something in, right? Other than, I mean, again, maybe she put the container up her butthole. I don't know. She could have done that. Maybe. But other than that, I guess, you could have put the poison in this bottle, you know? and it was given to Wright on the day they met, which was exactly 8 months ago. A coincidence? I think not. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. Yeah, what's up, Pencho? I'm good. I'm excited, because I'm playing the 3rd game of the trilogy. Getting down to the last game. What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute.
Kawaii.
So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th. The very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
I don't know. Does poison last that long? I don't know, it's a special type poison, I guess. No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. Wow, okay. So how do you know then? However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. Okay, I guess that would work. Trials and hypulations! Wow!
Order in the court.
Objection from Phoenix. Maybe his first objection ever. On behalf of Dahlia, I object! Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? That's kind of a burn. Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... to keep you quiet? Madly in love with you? Or because of that necklace? I mean, obviously, she's not in love with you, Phoenix. She's manipulating you. That's obvious. And I guess these two answers might make sense. Because of the necklace, to keep you quiet. I mean, he doesn't know about the poison, so maybe it's because, yeah, it's just literally about that necklace. She gave that necklace to Phoenix. And then she always, Phoenix mentioned that she always wanted it back, but she never gave it back, funnily enough. So, yeah, because of that necklace, I guess, yeah. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. She's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back, idiot. Give back the thing about the thing that connects me to a crime, you idiot. And he never gave it back. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying! But you never gave it back to her, did you? And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's why she... I don't believe you. No, that's a lie. Wham! Yeah, it's just a big old crybaby. Mia,
Are you right? Ah, I'm offended. He's getting away. Bailiff, hurry. After him. What's going on? It's chaos. Mia, are you right?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in the blazes are we supposed to do now?
Well, I guess that's what happened. You ran in and grabbed the bottle.
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry. And I guess, yeah, it's gone from the court record. I mean, we did, like, show it, right? Or, I don't know, it should be written down somewhere at least. But I guess we don't physically have it. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give back the necklace. Like a good boy. I ate it. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I was saying something about how, you know, ingesting the container. I guess that's what Phoenix did. You what?
You ate it.
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. Oh, well, good thing there wasn't any poison left in that bottle. You would be dead. Ugh. Wah. What the? Wah. What's he doing now? Your Honor, you gotta stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you saw may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, the bottle did not contain a deadly poison. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like, how much can you saturate the poison until it becomes not poison, you know? It's been a while, 8 months, so I'm not sure. How can you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some kind of mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do, and it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. Do you, Payne? I don't know about that.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in the court of law, evidence is everything.
No. Even after I prove so much, is she gonna get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the
Mr. Wright. I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day. The day I met Doug Swallow.
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. She's totally the spawn of Satan.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you, for your sake, if you continue to see her, you're totally gonna like poison or something, I don't know. You're lying! Just listen to me, you idiot! There's something you need to know about that girl! Last night, someone stole some poison from her lab, by the way. Okay. Poison? Okay, so we didn't hear the whole conversation. The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Wah. Bleh. Phoenix sure does have a powerful shove. Did he do like karate or something? I don't know. Anyway. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. Just one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, the defendants... Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye. Ironically, Phoenix's actions, being so sincere about trying to protect his Dolly, I feel like, is incriminating her even more. Oh well. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore... Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? Doug? Maybe? Makes sense. I mean, he was the one that is, implicating her in the crime, and he's the one who probably showed her how to get the poison, so maybe she wanted to silence him with a taste of his own medicine. Wait a minute, Mia. Why would she want to kill Doug Swallow? Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. Well, because Doug Swallow had figured out what kind of person she was, and so... No. Well, that may be true, but Miss Hawthorne had no way of knowing that. From her point of view, who was it that was really in her way? Okay. That is the question you have to ask yourself. Thank you, Tutorial. Tutorial man. What's your answer? Yes. Can't mess up again. Okay, no penalty. That's good. Even though it does show like a penalty here, little penalty highlight thing. I guess he's very the case is very forgiving. I wish it was forgiving in the other cases, because sometimes you do think of like little theories that is kind of close but not exactly. I wish sometimes the game would tell you that, hey, you're half right, but you're technically wrong. I wish the game would tell you that more often. That would be nice. That would be nice. But I guess the only other person it would be Phoenix Wright in that case. She wanted to kill Phoenix Wright because he held the necklace that implicated her in the crime, and he kept showing it to everyone, so it was dangerous to do that and everything, so she wanted to kill Phoenix Wright in that case. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things turn out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning the poison was in fact you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. But how can that be? I thought that Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him.
Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
Well, 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. What an idiot!
You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are.
Huh?
No butterflies now. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? Smile.
No.
With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine, then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'll be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No! You better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray? Miss Gray?
Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish your guilt once and for all?
Oh yeah, I was wondering about her badge. I guess her badge is right here. I guess she put the badge right here. I didn't notice that. Lapel. Well, if I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly...
Stupid woman. Stupid women.
It is the opinion of the court that has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you're unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid the very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down to Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
Well, he does have a code. And she did get poisoned that time. And where will you hide poison? Amongst other drugs, maybe? And this guy was holding, like, some drugs. I wonder why. Maybe. I don't know if he took any, like... Well, I don't know. Probably this Cold Killer X wasn't poisoned before, because he did say he took some already. He's not dead yet. But maybe, on that same day, she did put some drugs, poison drugs in his Cold Killer X, and he was about to die from taking it until this guy came along, maybe, and warned him about it. Maybe so, and that's why she was hiding. Because I don't see anywhere else where you would hide poison other than on herself again. Maybe she did. Maybe she also put a container up her butt as well. I don't know. Again, the butthole theory. Maybe not. But yeah, I mean, the only container I can think of that has poison in it, other than the necklace actually, was this. It was the Cold Killer X. And Phoenix Wright was taking a bunch of Cold Killer X. And what's the, perfect crime? Especially because he was taking these pills. Put poison in his pills. Well, here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X, Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Yeah, that does make sense. Are we Sue Dolly? Just the two of us? She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws? After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime. Including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, the cut electrical cable. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I was thinking that maybe she wanted to kill the victim because he knows about her, true nature and everything. But I guess, the idea the last time, it was saying, like, who was she going to poison? Not she was going to, I guess, murder at that time. Well, that's when she realized I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. But bam, she used a severed electrical cable to silence him forever. So she was planning, well, she didn't plan on it, but I guess just then she wanted to murder him with the cable. So her plans changed in that very moment. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it, in this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't food, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some? Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. What a bluff. Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? Poor butterflies. They just burn up. How'd she do that? She a pyromancer? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Huh? Why, yes.
I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
Okay.
It's finally all over. I guess she was the true murderer?
But I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care, I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
Well, what?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said...
There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust my witness with my very life.
So, if you're so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison here, right?
You see, yeah.
And here comes the backpedal.
Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have with this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
No.
My hair is flying off. My beautiful hair. No.
Hey, that's the Winston Payne we know and love. His pompadour is gone. That's how he lost it, I guess.
Mr. Payne, about Mr. Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Really? Did you?
Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Fey.
Yes, Your Honor?
Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Well, I guess we don't know. At least they're not telling us.
Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Well, rip hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear... Dolly! Achoo!
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright,
not guilty! Yay! Hooray, I guess. Kind of bittersweet for Phoenix, though. Found out his girlfriend actually wanted to kill him.
The court is adjourned. Mia, you are wonderful in there.
Okay, let me just save, actually. I wonder... Well, I don't know. Let's see. Sometimes there's a little extra thing you could do at the very end of a court case. But let's see. Well, thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
Burning the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids are going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Vesuvius?
Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them, please?
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. I see.
Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking... Go on. The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, Dolly I know could never say those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But, out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Yeah, what kind of company does this guy keep? I mean, I guess Larry. Larry's the only other guy I think of. Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. And that's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday, maybe even in court. As it turns out, they do. And they work together, and then Mia becomes his mentor, and... It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. Nah, but she's dead. Oh well. As it turns out, she's dead. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Of how cool Mia was, and memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. Also, I'm being channeled by like weird magic supernatural powers, so you do hear my voice, you know, not just in your memory, but actually just yesterday. Anyway, in court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Wow. Episode 1. The end. And there you go. That's like the first case that you do. And here's the second one. The Stolen Turnabout?